true giants in the world of super predators. Despite their size, they can become almost invisible. In their arsenal are many tactics even against the most vigilant prey. While their brown relatives feast on salmon, these predators master fishing for truly gigantic sea creatures. Hello friends, you are on the channel Time with Animals, and today you will learn how the true master of the Arctic hunts, the polar bear. The polar bear is considered the largest of all existing bears, as well as the largest land predator overall. With a body length of up to 3 meters, males can weigh 700 kilograms. Living in the polar regions, they spend most of their lives on sea ice, which is why they are also called sea bears. Unlike their omnivorous relatives, the polar bear feeds exclusively on nearby animals. It is perfectly adapted to moving on ice, snow, and icy water. However, in such lifeless places, finding food is not easy at all. If on the surface reigns an icy desert, under the water life is thriving. But these two worlds are closely connected, especially for marine mammals, which are forced to surface to replenish their oxygen supply. And the polar bear knows this very well. The beluga whale is an incredibly agile underwater inhabitant, a toothed whale and an excellent predator. With an average length of 4 meters, these creatures can weigh over 1 ton. Nevertheless, their bodies are covered in scars for a reason. When the water freezes, the few breathing holes become the only salvation, and the resourceful hunter hurries to take an ambush position. Sensing danger, the belugas dive deeper, but they cannot stay without oxygen for more than 20 minutes, so they must surface, where every breath may cost them their life. In open water, catching a beluga is almost impossible, but bears still stick to several tactics. Some settle down and patiently wait until the potential prey is within reach, while the less experienced swim towards the target. But this method rarely works against vigilant whales, leaving only the hope of an ambush. When the tide rises, belugas move closer to shore, giving the most patient hunters a chance. Like a statue, the motionless bear lulls the vigilance of its neighbors, but at the right moment, the hunter leaps with extraordinary agility onto its prey. Even if the victim is just a calf, the predator's efforts are more than rewarded. Of course, like their brown cousins, these giants also fish in the more typical way when possible. But since such opportunities are rarer in their lives, the chances of catching salmon are not high, and only the most skilled are rewarded. In general, polar bears prefer much larger prey, often bigger than themselves, and walruses are no exception. 3-meter giants weighing about a ton, armed with meter-long tusks, walruses are much more vulnerable on land than in water. Yet, even for an experienced predator, they can be too dangerous a target, and only the most desperate and hungry dare to fight for survival. At the sight of an intruder, walruses rush to leave land as quickly as possible, but for such massive creatures, it is not an easy task. While the herd heads to the water, those at the back use their tusks to fend off the uninvited guest. The polar bear is too clever, choosing stragglers as targets. However, their skin, 10 centimeters thick and weighing nearly a fifth of their body mass, is extremely tough. Even strong jaws with long teeth cannot pierce such armor. Attempts to secure such massive prey are futile, and the hope of a hearty meal slips from the predator's claws. Still, not all bears are ready to face such formidable opponents. With the arrival of summer, their usual hunting methods stop working, so they must seek new food sources. Of course, huge reserves of calories are tempting, but instead of a dangerous hunt, the bear chooses a no less risky adventure. Among thousands of nesting